Tragedy manifests itself in many forms and can come out of nowhere. There's nothing harder than processing the loss of a loved one, but it's in moments like these that we rely on our personal strength and faith to get us through. Now, whether it's experiencing the unpredictable and devastating forces of nature or being blindsided by a complicated and terrifying medical emergency, life struggles test us, but they also unite us.
Yeah, none of us are alone in the storm, and personal testimonies and stories showcasing painful, life-changing circumstances are how we learn from one another.
And stories like those found in the book of our guest here in Historic Studio D. We would like to introduce you to Beverly Starr Watson. She is an author of 2 books of inspiration nonfiction. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This afternoon, Beverly. Okay, before we discuss the specifics of your books, why do you think it's important to document experiences like these?
I really think, I've heard it said, and I truly believe that God's blessings come in pairs, one to keep and one to share. And my family went through a number of years of tragedy, but in that tragedy were several miracles that were woven into that. And I just think that it's an opportunity to share out and to reach and offer comfort, support, offer encouragement and inspiration to those who may be in the midst of something very similar.
Yeah.
Now, when you collect a story, when you find a story that's worth sharing, what really makes that something that sticks with you, that you're willing to give that blessing to someone else?
You know, in our family's experience, it was the people that reached out to us and made our experience something that we could actually live through and work through. And so I think just finding a story where it's heartfelt and it takes so much of your heart and so much of your energy day by day to get through it. And I think that is worth saving and sharing to help others.
And you have written 2 books. The first one is called Life's Unforecasted Storms.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Life's Unforecasted Storms is actually a story within a story. My husband and I, we love the beach. We respect the beach and we're very thankful for it. It's about 10 minutes from our home. So I use the setting to invite the reader to actually come along and spend a summer with me at the beach, at the seashore. And each chapter is a new excursion, a new adventure every day where we go and we enjoy the setting, the relaxing, the sun, you know, the breeze, the sand. We relax. The anxiety and the distractions of the world kind of drift away. And then I introduce and share our story, our family story through a bit of tragedy at a time. And actually what that involves is we were blessed with 3 wonderful children, 2 daughters and a son. Our 2 daughters passed away early at ages of 9 and 3. And so what we're hoping for in this book is for anyone who is in a similar state, in a similar loss, be it a personal loss of a family member, a spouse or a relationship, a career, a job, anything that harbors a space inside your heart and you're separated from that someone or something causes a great deal of despair and agony, you know, but you're not in it alone. And that's the point of this book. You are not in those storms alone.
Now, your new book, Crossing Madison, focuses on 3 Delmarva educators. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. 3 Delmarva educators, myself, my principal, and a colleague, were invited to receive an award in Seattle, Washington, based on our school, our student performance. It was the National Distinguished Title I Award. And we were invited to go to Seattle, Washington to receive the reward, participate in a conference. And we made the airplane reservations, everything looked great, but then there was a northwest snowstorm that took place, unprecedented. Thousands were out of electricity, so we had to delay our flight plans by a day, and we did so. Next day we left out of Salisbury Airport, headed to Seattle, and we were required for in-person registration that evening. It was about 8:30 in the evening. We had just landed from the plane flight. We went to, the venue was about 5-6 blocks from where we were in our hotel. We decided to walk. It was a very cold, windy, dark evening. The streets had just reopened. They had been closed due to the snow. And we approached the first intersection, and it was at the crest of a hill. And we looked both ways, checked traffic, stepped out to cross the intersection. 2 out of the 3 made it across, 1 did not. I was inches, just a matter of inches from crossing the street when I was hit on the side from an oncoming vehicle. The vehicle came up and over the hill and I was crossing, and within a moment my life changed forever.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
As did the life of my colleagues
I
that were
bet.
there. But interwoven in all that was God writing a greater story for me.
Oh my goodness, Beverly. I can't even imagine all that you've been through so far, and to put it in writing, to share your stories with other people, that's incredible. Do you have any other projects in the future?
I do. The book, Crossing Madison, of course it's 6 in Madison where I was struck. I was introduced to so many patients and so many wonderful people in Seattle at the hospital Harborview where I was, and those stories were amazing, simply amazing. So it's not a book about my story only, but the other stories of all of us who were there seeking to improve and to restore health. But I do have some other projects that are coming up, and those will be focused on children's stories, because I think it's really important to, at an early age, just to introduce the ups and downs and how you respond, because it's all about perspective. And it's about those angels that will come to you and knock on your door. People, a lot of times I've never seen, knocked on my door and said, how can I help? What can I do for you? And I think it's just reaching out, sharing your story, and knowing that, you know, God's writing a greater story right in the midst of our most difficult circumstances.
All right. How can people get a hold of your books?
Any independent bookstore on the Eastern Shore should have them. Sundial Books in Chincoteague, and Sundial has both online and in-store shopping. Bonnie's Bounty on Route 13, as well as H&H Pharmacy, Chincoteague, and the Book Bin in Anancock. Or they may contact me by email.
All right, and we'll get some information on our website so folks can get a hold of you.
Okay.
Beverly Starr Watson, thank you so much for being here. You are truly an inspiration.
Thank you.